Hello there, dear YouTubers. My name is King1993, and today I want to discuss to you about a certain topic, and that is how can you get the harsher of reason fragments from this Elysian shop. Okay, now the maximum amount of fragments you are gonna get from this place is 120 fragments. Okay, basically speaking, one of these stamp contains 10 fragments, so up to 120 fragments you can get it from here. Now the question is, what are the ways that you can get them? Obviously you have to win the Elysian realm at difficulty level 95. Okay, but here is the thing, if you use the following method which I am about to tell you, is gonna help you defeat the Elysian realm within uh, 100 difficulty. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. So go to this harsher of reason. Okay, the first thing that you have to understand is you have to have the harsher of reason. Afterwards, the second thing you must need to try to get is the signature weapon for the harsher of reason. Okay, which is called key of reason. Then afterwards you change it to a pre-arm, it will be called domain of revelation. Okay, so this domain of revelation, you definitely want this pre-arm. And when it comes to the stigmata set, the stigmata set that you want to get is the Anaskaria stigmata set, which you can grind for in this stigmata section. Okay, now basically speaking, try to get the Robert Perry. Okay, the Robert Perry using this following thing. Okay, and not this one, because it will take a lot more time. Try to get it from the one which will only require this blue crystallite, and not this one, which basically indicates that you have to sacrifice Nohimade. It is gonna take a lot of time. Just try to go from this G2 to G3. Okay, so once all of the upgrading has been done, the thing that you must need to do afterwards is to go to the Elysian realm. Now once you have entered the Elysian realm, go to this war section, upgrade all of the harsher of reason level ranking here. As you can see here, it is level 15. And as for the diverging path, upgrade all of them. So once you have upgraded all of them, you will be able to get the following support characters. Now which are the support characters that I used? The support character which I used are the harsher of reason, sorry, the Bronia Valkyrie Chariot and this Azure Empire. Okay, now why? Because both of them has the ability to gather enemies in a single place. That is point number one. And point number two is Azure Empire actually makes the enemies takes a lot more defense, a lot more elemental damage than usual. So if you want to do a large quantity of elemental damage to the enemies, then obviously Azure Empire is a very good option. Okay, now also at the same time, do understand that as a free-to-play account, you will be having only two options: this Jingwei Swing and this Blood Emeralds. I suggest that you try to get Jingwei Swing. That is because Harsher of Reason Bronia cannot block enemies' attack. That's the whole problem. Which is why the more a Jingwei Swing you have, the better it is. Okay. Now once all of this is done, the thing which I have written here is once you have entered the floor 1, you try to create this, not try to create, like 100% create this Blessing of Truth. Once you have gotten the Blessing of Truth, then in the floor 1, try to select the Sakura signet. Okay, if the Sakura signet does not appear, then retry it again and again. Okay, obviously you have to select the Forget Me Not sigil. Okay, select the Forget Me Not sigil, then the Sakura signet will appear, and if the Sakura signet does not appear, then repeat the game until the Sakura signet appears. Okay, so in that manner, you have to get at least 3 Sakura signet by the floor 3. Okay, by doing so, you will be able to activate Sakura Core 2. Okay, and once you have able to achieve Sakura Core 2, then that is gonna be very useful. But what about floor 2? Now in floor 2, you can get the Alicia signet, you can get one Kevin signet or one Eden signet. Okay, and if possible, try to get at least one Mobius signet. Okay, now why would you get a Mobius signet? Let's talk about that. So the reason why you want to get Mobius signet is because when it comes to Azure Empire, you want to use Azure Empire as much as possible, and the only way you can do that is to lower the overall cooldown rate. Okay, and how can you use that cooldown rate? If you go to this collection section and then select general signet, and then select one of these Mobius, then you will definitely find out that in somewhere around here is a cooldown. Okay, let me check which one it is. Okay, here it is. So this lodging C is the one that you want to get. Why? Because lodging C, it basically lowers the cooldown of the, sorry, it basically lowers the cooldown rate of the elf character and the support Valkyrie character. Okay, and because of that reason you want to get this lodging C and try to get this lodging C at level 3 as soon as possible. Okay, because the higher the lodging C is, the less time it will take for you to activate Azure Empyrea as much as possible. Okay, so that is the reason why I have written here that at least try to get one Mobius cooldown signet, and that was the signet which I had shown you. Okay, now you can get this Mobius signet from any stages, it doesn't matter. At least if you were to get one, if possible, then obviously it will help you in the long run. Okay, now when it comes to the Kevin signet, you can only get up to 8 Kevin signet. Okay, and the only way for you to get 8 Kevin signet is obviously you have to use core 2. Okay, now why would you choose core 2? Well, that is because when it comes to using the core 1 or core 2, do understand that uh, Valkyrie characters whose ultimate can stay for a longer period of time. For example, there are not many Valkyrie characters in this game whose ultimate stays for a long period of time. For example, uh, this character here, her ultimate can stay for a long period of time, so as this one, and so as for this one. Okay, let's see, 1 2 3. Okay, I have used her but not that much, so I can't say. And this one as well. Okay, and this one as well, and let's see, and this one. Okay, so the amount of Valkyrie character in this game who can actually activate the core 2 and core 2 for Kevin and Eden are extremely limited. Okay, so when you get core 2, Kevin core 2, or let's say Eden core 2, do understand that these core 2 are gonna be very good on the HOR region, because HOR region ultimate can stay active for a long period of time, more than 7 seconds. Okay, and once that happens, what will happen is you will be able to activate all of the requirements that are needed to activate all of the other signets of Kevin Code 2 and the Eden Code 2 as well. Okay, and both of these Code 2 of Kevin and Eden has defense lowering ability. Okay, now let's let's go back to this archive and let's look at that. Okay, so if you were to select this general signet, and then as you go downwards, you'll see that there is another one which is Kevin 1 set 1 written here, but I do not know. This should have been set 2. Okay, so as you can see here, it is. This entering War of Deliverance makes a Valkyrie's attacks ignore enemy's defense at elemental resistance for 6 seconds. Okay, after which all enemies will take a 20% bonus total damage. So it basically means that once you have selected core 2 of Kevin, you will be getting this defense, enemy's defense or elemental resistance lowering capability. Okay, and the similar can be said about this Eden set as well. Once you have gotten this Echo of Night, Echo of Silent Night, you will also be getting this defense lowering capability. And in the video which I have just recorded it, okay, not recorded it, sorry, I deleted the video, sorry about that. So if you were to have these two cores such as Echo of Silent Night and this Triumph of the Deliverance, then what will happen is most of the enemies, their defense will be lowered so much that they will be destroyed in a matter of seconds and not minutes. Okay, so this is the whole reason why you might want to select Kevin Core 2 and Eden Core 2, because both of these Core 2 will be able to provide you defense lowering ability. So basically speaking, what I am trying to say is, even though there are a lot of Valkyrie characters here, not all of them are gonna be extremely easy to use, because most of them do not have the defense lowering capability. Okay, and because of that reason, you will not be able to get the maximum benefit out of them. Okay, so which is why if you want to get the 120, okay, 120 of these HOR of reason fragments, this is one of the best way you can do so. Okay, and I had actually completed this level at difficulty level 100, so it definitely means that if the requirement level is 90 or 95, difficulty level 90 or 95, then this difficulty level 100 video is gonna be able to help you decide of how you should be collecting the following signets or codes to make sure that you can actually defeat the last bosses of this Elysian realm. Okay, so if you find this video useful regarding this HOR of reason Bronia, then please give a like and subscribe and click the bell notification icons to get more of this type of topic on a regular basis. Thank you and see you again next time.